Now let's get to the 7 o'clock. We're not gonna be here too long because I gotta make some rounds. Now, Blac Chyna explains why she wants to be referred to as Angela White. Now, this one was an interesting topic. Now, let me read my statement regarding this. Number one, it took her long enough. It's a tragedy when you're wrapped up in a persona that is not who you are. When actors do a role for a movie, they have to go to so into character that it becomes a stain on the personality. Usually, they'll go to therapy to navigate back home on who they are. I see this in a way for Blac Chyna to make an attempt to let the public know that she forgot who she is and she's trying to find her way back. Now, I know they brought up, we'll get to the religious aspect in just a moment. When you're married to your representation, your representative, you forget who that real person is. Now, for example, who is Christopher J? If anybody know my legal name, they'll know that this is not too far out of reach. The only thing is, J is the initial for my middle name. All you miss is my last name. But when you're married to somebody that you're not, you forget what's the simple things that make you, excuse me. My apologies. You forget the simple things of what's your favorite color? You like to eat. What's that safe space that you have? What's that inner peace that you hold on to? What are the things that make you you? What are the things that makes Angela White, not necessarily Blac Chyna? Because we know this is AKA. We know this is the business side of it. We know this is really not her. She is a brand. Now, just give that flip back to me. Who is Christopher J? Christopher J is the same guy who was born on November 30th, 1987, Monday evening at 9:00 p.m., according to my mother. Christopher J, born and raised in Houston, Texas. He's a loving husband, father, son, brother, uncle, cousin, all that stuff. He's the same person that's willing to help you, even if it doesn't benefit him. He's willing to do the right thing. Christopher J has integrity. He's going to do the right thing, even when nobody's looking. So that's the little stuff that make me who I am. I don't think that doesn't necessarily describe Blac Chyna. That might describe Angela White, though. So we have to show mercy regarding that. However, now, Trigger Mike, that's my guy. He brought up the fact that she might have found Jesus and got saved, or whatever the case may be. There's no confirmation regarding that. Not to say she might not be religious, but we don't know. So he introduced that, and that took the conversation somewhere else. Lady Chen, why turn to God after you've been ran through? Now, here's what Lady Chen is saying with that. Did you know God back then? Did you know He existed? Did you know that He looks down on what you're doing? If you knew that back then, why are you conveniently trying to find God now? That's a fair question. Because truth be told, a lot of people don't make it to this side. There's a lot of people, there's a fence. Can you do your bullshit and make it to the other side once it's all settled down? Like, okay, I retired from my own ways. A lot of people don't make it to that fence. And where they spend the rest of their life at, go read the Bible, you'll figure that out. So I get what Lady Chin is saying. Like, don't turn to God now when it's convenient for you. But Island Fantasy also said it's interesting how men can do whatever they want and go back to God, but women can't. Grace should be extended to 3 or 4s as well. That is fair. That is a fair statement. And we're not saying that. Well, let me just focus on what you're saying. Double standards should not exist. Now, there are cases in the Bible where there's something a man needs to do and there's something a woman needs to do, because it's about playing your position regardless of what you think about it, because it's not about you at the end of the day. However, regarding the statement, yes, if a man could go find God and be celebrated, a woman should go be able to find God and be celebrated. However, what we're saying in this manner is the same thing goes for the men. If you did your dirt and you found God, congratulations. Now do the work. Because what it seems like Blac Chyna is doing is you benefited from living a particular lifestyle that's against God to now saying you're for God, but you're still living off of the ROIs of your bad ways. So the question is, what are you going to do with that money? Are you still going to benefit off of it? Or are you going to use it for the kingdom of God? That's the whole thing about those who turn their life around. Now, we celebrate when people get saved and give their life to Christ. Now, you just need if you're really about giving your life to Christ, you really need to do the work. And you're going to realize you are to remain behind the scenes until God brings you on center stage. It's not about you anymore, it's about God. And you put God first, He will take care of you all your days on this earth, and He'll take care of you once you cross the other side. There's a lot of people who don't know that and who don't really focus on that part when it comes to walking by faith and walking this Christian lifestyle. So, yeah, you guys gotta be careful. Now, Sweetie said, who cares about the church when you can't find a job? Who cares about the church when you can't find a job? You can go to church without a job. No one's stopping you from going to church if you don't have a job. See, and I'm under the belief that Sweeney is of a different belief system. So he's not really thinking about church. He's saying, if man can't find a job, there's no point of focusing on church. Dare I say, if you put your main focus on God, you might be looking for the results that you've been longing for. Just a thought. Now, Anton was in the chat saying, that's your fault. Excuse me. And yeah, he is right. If you can't find a job, that's a you thing. What are you not doing to not get the results you're looking for? How much prayer did you put in? How much hard work did you look into finding a job? There's a woman in that room. She's asleep right now. She's graduated with her master's, and trust me, she had to put it. Even with her master's, she had to put in the same work, same prayer to eventually be set up to find a job pertaining to her field. And glory to God, we are right there. No job, but we kept the faith. Now she has something lined up. If you put God first, everything else will come after that. So that question about why go to church, who cares about church when no one can find a job? Well, you prioritize God first. He will then prioritize you. Just a thought. Lucky said, why do we critique people's relationship with God? God uses imperfect people all the time. Yes, He does. He 100% uses imperfect people all the time to show people that just because you made a mistake, that doesn't mean you are above getting the grace that you deserve, according to God's will. However, there are some people who has done it the right way. Are you here to say that they deserve to get second best? I don't think so. These people have been doing the right way since day one, and they deserve to be celebrated, highlighted more so than people who did their own dirt and decided to come back home. The prodigal son. Yes, we do celebrate those who have found their way home, but keep in mind, I'm going to prioritize those who have done it since day one. They get first dibs, to be honest, because we'll get into we'll save that bar for later on. Now, Lady Chen also made this comment. You want to be a 3 or 4 out loud, but you want to change in silence. So here's how I took that. Your hoish ways was made public. Your carelessness for hoish ways has been made public, meaning you just didn't care if you knew what the people you were sleeping with or not. Now you want to make this change. That's fine. Well, no one's going to stop you from making change, but do it in silence. Show the work in silence. Show that you're doing the work. Get your resume. Get a resume up showing that you have put this hard work in. Okay. Show that you put this hard work in. And I'm so sorry that I missed you. What's going on, Sherelle? How you doing, sweetheart? So show that you're putting this work in, because you want to say, "Oh, I've changed. I've done all this. Congratulations." What have you done? The thing is, a lot of people don't want to show what they have done, and that's why it looks disingenuous and it looks fake. So that's just a thought. Now, of course, Anton popped on the panel. Big Bully Anton, and I don't mean that in a negative way. Salute to Anton. Now he came ask this question: why do we give credit to people that has profited from the dysfunction? This is a real good question, and that's a question for the audience. Like, y'all need to look in the mirror, because you guys are quick to reward the negative and put your investments, your cheers behind the negative shit, and wondering why the community is where it is right now. We're too focused on celebrating the bad, but not giving credit to the good, to what's good and what needs to be done right. That is that's a question. That's a question for the audience. Now, y'all think some of the audience scared? No, I think they just ignored it or went to sleep and thinking like, I'm still gonna do the bad shit. I'm still doing what I've been doing, and there's results to that. And I hope you're able to live to change that. Second question. Here's a bar I wanted to mention earlier. Why do God get the leftovers? Why did God get the devil's leftovers? We need to, like the saying, Sunday's best, but truth so is every day's best. God needs to get your best. Not the fact that he needs it or not. It's just that how much are you willing to show that you're willing to make the change, that you're on the army of God? Give me your best. You give me your leftovers, I'm gonna feel a way about that. So your best clothes, your best food, your time, your thoughts, inner peace, everything. Give it to God, because he deserves it all. Not what the devil just got through with you, and then have the rest of God. Like in the case of Blac Chyna. Blac Chyna has been a 3 or 4 from the time we know her allegedly all the way up to now. And you're like, all right, God, now I'm ready to be on your side. And God's looking like, yeah, plenty of opportunities to be on my side. I have gave you opportunities to be on my side. You wanted to go get ran through, and now I say I get the best. Now I get what's left of you. See, and that's something we always tell. Now that kind of goes into the body count conversation, which is something I really don't like to entertain. But it's like when you're a woman that you're for the streets, and now you want to settle down, like, okay, I'm ready to settle down. Your potential suitor's looking at you, was like, no. I was like, that train has came and gone. Like, nah, I'm good on that. I wanted your best when you was at your best. Now that I can get you for a discount, like on the low, I'm not interested. So the question is, why are you going to do that with God? Because that's not fair to him. And Tom's next point was, go find Jesus and be quiet. Now, what does this mean? He's basically saying, go find Jesus, go find the Lord, and do the work in silence. Because then you're making it all about you versus what it was supposed to be about, and that's the glory of God. A lot of people do this. Let's put Blac Chyna to the side. A lot of people do this. I don't care if it's the pastor. I don't care if it's the people in the choir. I don't care if it's those who are giving their testimony or whatever the case may be. If God didn't tell you to do it, don't do it. Go sit in the background. And I'm not talking about any particular church. I'm just talking about churches in general. So I want to put that out there. You need to go. Stop thinking the spotlight is about you. When you talk about walking by faith, this type of walk, you need to play the background and give the spotlight to God the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Now, next up, stop giving credit to people for doing what they're supposed to do. I agree. You don't get credit for. You're not supposed to get credit for raising your child. That's what you're supposed to do. You're not supposed to get credit for graduating high school or getting some form of higher education. That's what you're supposed to do. I'm not giving you credit for finding a job or whatever the case may be. That's what you're supposed to do. I'm not giving you credit for paying the bills in the house. That's what you're supposed to do. People, and that's how you know the bar is so fucking low, when you guys want credit for something that you're supposed to do already. It's like, no, do something extraordinary. Then we're looking to see if you deserve credit or not. But no, I'm not going to give you credit because you just want it. No. The hell you think this is? That's not how things go down. But yeah, and also one thing, what is her name? Jesus Christ. Sheila, rage quit. Look here. Here's my thoughts on Sheila. Before we go to this next commercial break. Although Sheila can be quite annoying sometimes, I mean very annoying, she is still a great asset to Lapeef. Let's talk. As far as when it comes to the echo chamber, the problem is that she doesn't know her place. She doesn't know how to shut the fuck up when other people are talking, especially other people who can really determine if they're going to have a place on that show or not. When people are talking, stop interrupting people and let them finish talking. I want to interject. I got a question. Shut the fuck up and let me finish first. But I just want to see if there's a no. Whatever questions you want answered, whatever clarification you want, you're going to sit there, shut your goofy ass up, and let me finish talking. Once I'm done talking, then you can ask your questions. Then you can ask your clarifying questions. If you forget your questions or whatever the case may be, chances are it may not be important. But in just case, if your mind is not as strong as everybody else's, which is fine, because I put myself in that category, go get a paper, go get a pen, write that shit down, and wait for me to finish talking. Then I'll answer any other questions or hear what you guys say afterwards. Stop looking to talk and over talk people, because number one, that's disrespectful. Number two, you're not that important. And number three, we got a show to run. So I don't mind Queen Sheba race quitting last night. That's what people do, especially that if they can take it. So I have no problem. Hopefully she'll get better. She won't. We all know.